The last time BJP was in power in Karnataka, the government had some big plans to transform Bengaluru's look. Well, an ambitious project which included good roads will finally kick-start.
An ambitious project of the previous state government in collaboration with the BBMP is finally set to take off. And some might say it is because of our new PM designee. A 300 crore project focusing on the busy Okalipuram junction will finally start work from the following week. Following its completion, an 8-lane overbridge will ease the traffic at this junction. Previously, the project was inaugurated by the then Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar and was popularly discussed in the media. But for some reason, it never really took off. Some stated that it was because the railway authorities refused to vacate the land required for the project. Well, not anymore. The Palike is all prepared this time to ensure the 300 crore project gets through.
Okalipuram junction, whatever money we have to deposit for acquisition of land for railways, we have done it. We have handed over 3.5 acres of mini mills land to railways, and they have taken possession of the land and they are doing their work. As far as our work is concerned, right now the soil testing work is going on. Based on the soil testing report, we will design the bridges for construction there. And we also requested railways to give permissions for tunneling the existing bridges so that increased vents can be made.
There are over 10,000 vehicles which pass through the Okalipuram junction every single day. Apart from easing the vehicular movement here, it will also ease the traffic flow on other connecting roads.
JC Road nalli there is no metro. Metro connectivity is not happening in JC Road. So adrinda motor vehicle traffic will continue to be there in JC Road. So keeping that in mind, BBMP has planned for a overbridge. Overbridge ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಒನ್ ವೇ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. If you construct a overbridge, it can become a two-way traffic because you have a road below, you have a road above. Adrinda you can increase the two-way traffic.
According to the mayor, work on the project will begin as soon as possible. The city traffic police have been informed on the requirement of additional force required to control the traffic at this busy junction once work begins next week. All in all, the public might be asked to use divergent routes around the Okalipuram junction and the roads leading towards Majestic depending on how the project takes off. Roads are the first thing any visitor would notice in a city. And with an ambitious project like this one finally being pulled out of its stagnant state, many are hoping that this is just the first step towards a better looking Bengaluru. Pramod for News 9, Bengaluru.
BMRCL, that has enabled a safe and hassle-free commute for people of Bengaluru, is now ensuring that people don't face any problems due to language barriers. Here is a report.
It has become a rarity these days to find people who can speak fluent Kannada. In fact, people who commute by the metro say that the number of people who speak Kannada has reduced significantly. The staff that has been appointed by the BMRCL is mostly from the northern part of the country. Hence, the locals who only speak Kannada face a lot of difficulties while travelling by the metro. Keeping the interest of the public in mind, BMRCL authorities came up with an initiative to teach Kannada to all the non-Kannadigas. Every Saturday, the staff gets together for Kannada language classes, and this exercise has been going on for 4 months now.
Our security arrangements at the stations are being provided by security agencies. And these security agencies have employed some guards, and some of them don't know Kannada. But in order to interact with people and to guide people, it is very necessary that they know some elementary Kannada at least. So we have made some arrangements for teaching them Kannada, and the station controllers and also at our training centers, we are trying to impart some elementary Kannada to them so that they can talk to people properly, they can behave with them properly. So all these arrangements are being done now.
There are many who are finding it difficult to learn the language from scratch. Hence, the officials have decided to teach them only conversational Kannada. It is indeed commendable that BMRCL has kept the interest of the people in mind and has set out to teach Kannada to its staff before the work for all the phases is completed. But it is indeed a challenge to teach Kannada to over 500 employees. Pavitra, News 9, Bengaluru.
You have seen policemen guarding many places, but have you seen policemen taking up exams? Sounds strange? Well, watch this report.
The Bijapur District Police took up an exam at the Darbar High School yesterday. The exams took place under the supervision of IGP Bhaskar Rao and SP Ram Nivas Sapete. The purpose of the exam was to strengthen police personnel in dealing with issues related to the public. Here's a catch. Policemen who got less than 50% had to clean the lawn at the Belgaum office, while those who got more would be rewarded suitably.
ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಠಾಣೆ ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಫ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಮತ್ತು ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ದು ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ತಯಾರಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಾನೂನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
This is the first time that such an examination was organized. As many as 400 police personnel took up the exams. It included PSIs, ASIs and constables. The question paper included objective questions worth 100 marks and essay-type questions worth 50 marks. Questions were based on IPC sections, KP Acts, CRPC and IMV Acts.
IGP ಬೆಲ್ಗಾಂ ಸಾಹೇಬರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಸಬ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ 400 ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದರ್ಬಾರ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 10 ರೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು 1.5 hour ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್, IPC, CRPC, IMV ಕೇಸಸ್ ಮತ್ತು IMV ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು KP ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ದಿಂದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ SCPCಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇರಬೇಕು.
This was indeed a unique exercise in the police department, enabling them to face serious issues with confidence. Such exams will certainly boost their confidence and help them to relate better with the public. Ashok Yadali, News 9, Bijapur.
Water woes during summer is nothing new for Bengaloreans. The monsoons bring in good amount of rains and water that could be conserved. Here is a team from the city who have come up with an innovative technique to conserve water.
Bengaluru is already facing an acute shortage of water. Several areas depend on water tankers and other alternate sources to meet their water needs, especially during summer. Though there have been efforts to harvest rainwater, the implementation has been poor. Now, 2 enthusiastic people from Bengaluru have come forward to change this and create awareness about the need to conserve rainwater. They are now extensively educating people on methods of rainwater harvesting. They have even come up with a unique technique that has been recognized by the central government. Pipes are set up on the terrace through which rainwater is allowed to flow into a purification cell where the water gets separated from the dirt. While all the unwanted particles are collected, the purified water can flow into the sump and the remaining water can be directed into the borewell as well. This will lead to a rise in the groundwater level. This technique has already been implemented in several homes in the city and across the state as well. This technique is being propagated in the city with a demonstration.
As you are aware that if you take the last 50 years average rainfall, we get about 40 inches, means 1000 mm of rainfall. And if you take a small house of 1200 square feet, for just a small 25 mm of rainfall, we get about 2400 liters of the precious water, which goes waste. And if we can interconnect all the downtake pipes which are coming from our rooftop and put a small filter, which is self-cleaning and maintenance-free filter, and connect it to your sump, you get about 2400 liters of precious clean water. Yearly, if you take your annual requirement of about rainwater, 40 to 50% of your annual requirement can be met by rainwater alone.
This technique of rainwater harvesting has received great impetus. The government of Assam has decided to implement this technology in over 3,000 schools in the state. Farmers are also being educated about this technique so that they can save water which could be used during a drought or a poor monsoon. Using this method, people can be assured of pure water and also help in increasing the level of groundwater. What's more, this method is cost effective as well.
Yeah, that is a very important factor, especially as far as farmer is concerned. They are totally depending upon the bore wells for the drinking purpose, maybe irrigation purpose and multiple purposes. But unfortunately, you must have seen one after one people are drilling borewell, but the apathy is finally no water. The water stored in the storage well, that is injection well, creates a water column and it injects the water. So this enormous water goes to the existing borewell through a earth filtration media, and even recently we won an International Earth Care Award for this technology. Central for Environment Education people have visited, they have studied the technology, they have studied the result, impact, everything.
The government has already made it compulsory for apartments to harvest rainwater. However, this has not been practiced promptly. Using this simple and cost-effective technique, every person can play his role in increasing the groundwater table. Maltesh for News 9, Bengaluru.
In a bid to make banking easier for all, the RBI has come up with a directive for commercial banks which will be applicable from July this year. Here's a report.
New ATMs to be talking machines from July. RBI's new directive to commercial banks. Yes, the Reserve Bank of India has once again asked all commercial banks to make all the new existing ATMs a talking machine. This step has been taken by the RBI in order to make ATMs user-friendly for disabled people as well. The RBI had earlier advised all bank branches to make ATMs accessible to disabled people as well. New ATMs to have Braille keypads. In order to make transactions easy for the visually impaired, the RBI has also come up with a directive of having at least 1/3 of the new ATMs with Braille keypads. Banks should lay down a roadmap for converting all existing ATMs as talking ATMs with Braille keypads, and the same may be reviewed from time to time. It is therefore reiterated that banks should make all new ATMs installed from July 1st, 2014 as talking ATMs with Braille keypads. Care may also be taken to make arrangements in such a way that the height of the ATMs do not create an impediment in the use by wheelchair users. Apart from these, the Reserve Bank has also asked the commercial banks to provide magnifying glasses in the ATMs for those with poor vision. The RBI has also ordered to display the availability of all the facilities for the disabled. Problems with ATMs is nothing new, and the RBI, with the cooperation with other banks, is trying its level best to ensure easy access to its customers. Security measures have also been increased in every ATM booth in the country. In this case also, the RBI has asked all banks to make sure to send their progress reports to their concerned customer service committees. A News 9 report.